Good Monday evening, everyone. Welcome to Monday Night Safety Stop, where we enjoy talking all things scuba.
Oh, and what better time to do it than on a nice Saturday or Monday
Nice,
evening, right?
nice Saturday.
My weekend just flew by. I wish it was Saturday.
Well, it's. I tell you what, it's hard to believe we are halfway through February. So, which would mean that the dive season is inching ever so closer.
Yeah, it is. I'm ready for it to get here. I'm
Uh,
ready to go diving myself. But, of course, I'll be diving here in about 3 weeks. So,
Oh, yeah. Well, and we're only 53 days out from the start of the 2026 season. So, not too far off. Like I said, 53 days, 12 hours, 57 minutes, but I'm not counting. Oh, goodness. But let's see. Looks like Emily's in here. Hello, Emily. Mr. Todd, greetings. This is Chad. Hello, Cave. Cave diving is explicit awesome. Explicitly awesome. There we go.
I was wondering what word would fit better there.
Oh, well, some things we can say, some things we cannot say, but we're a family oriented park, so we're going to keep it family oriented. But yeah, so I know Brian and Chad and Mike all went down to Florida last week and done Intro to Cave. So, congratulations to Chad and Mike on completing their intro. So, yeah, scuba classes are still going. Technical, it don't matter. It's still scuba class. Scuba, not Uba, scuba. So, yeah. Do want to bring up one thing real quick. I don't know if anyone watches this, and you have the Hollis LX200. I got to throw this out there real quick. JoJo has two of them, as well as several staff members that have side mount gear. Um, Hollis has issued here, I think, 3 days ago? We put a thing
Yeah,
out.
roughly over the weekend.
Yeah, we put a thing out on the Facebook page. They have issued a stop use on the LX3 or LX200 regulators, second stages. So, if anybody's watching this and you own a Hollis LX200, please don't go jump in the water with it at the moment. The according to the information that we have is they are currently working on a fix for the issue, but apparently there's a part in there inside the second stage that is separating, and it's more prone to what impacts, Joe, that it can
Yeah,
separate.
so,
And
yeah, that's what they're saying. So if you drop it, it's likely to have a malfunction. So
you could. Now, there's not been any reported incidences, while diving. But this is an issue that apparently they're finding in several of the LX200s. So the last bulletin that I read was they were currently working on a fix for to replace it, and that what was it, the replacement and the procedures for service technicians to replace it. So that should be forthcoming, hopefully within the next week or so, so that that can get fixed and people can enjoy their regulators. It's not a recall. That's one thing that they haven't done yet, but I do look, when they get the fix, I do look for it to be a recall at that point so that people bring them in, get them fixed. And like any other recall, you bring it into your local dive center and they'll fix it. Doesn't cost you a dime. It's all on Hollis. So yeah, so that one's out there. So safety note: if you have a LX200, don't use it for the moment. It may work perfect, but
I'm glad I'm not going side mountain here in a couple weeks.
yeah. Well, I
Oh
mean, if especially if you were going to take it to Bon Air, that would present a little bit of a problem because I don't know that it's going to be, that fix is going to be here by then. Just a couple of weeks away.
no, it's going to stay put up, and I'm going to wait until they can give me the fix so we can get it fixed.
Oh yeah. Well, we always talk about it, especially this time of year. About the importance of getting your gear in and getting it serviced if you haven't already. And maybe this comes at a pretty good time for them because, are there a lot of people diving them? Like right now, you're not diving yours. Um, so it's kind of a lull for, inland divers, unless they travel to Florida or they're going on trips. It's a good opportunity to get them in. And hey, when that recall comes in, go ahead and take them in, get it fixed, and then have everything else serviced. Hey, there's no reason why they can't say, hey, all right, this one's fixed, it's good to go. That one's not going to cost you anything, or it shouldn't. You know, I'm thinking outside the box here. Okay, Joe.
My knee's hurting.
Oh, okay. Well, I was waiting
It's
for for a comment on that one, but that's
oh, well, I think I missed my cue.
Jordan says he just got a break at work, just tuned in, wondering how fast they're going to get on this problem. So again, the only thing I've read, and I looked it up a while ago just before we come on, so I could announce it, says they are in the in the final stages of fixing or of creating the fix and the standard or the procedure for service technicians. So I'm going to say hopefully within a week or so. I got a feeling they'll be issuing that recall, and then as they come in, the dive centers will probably have to submit for the replacement stuff. So I don't know if they're going to send it out automatically. If the dive centers are going to have to contact them and have them to send them, I don't know exactly. I can't say I've ever been, in all the years in the industry, I've never been involved with a large recall like that. You just
Yeah, it
don't.
makes you wonder.
Well, I mean, we don't have a lot of them in the industry. Um,
No, I mean it would make sense. You'd want to get the parts first before you start dragging everybody's equipment in for repairs.
well, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, but I'm thinking, on the dive center side of it, the dive centers have to have the parts in to get it, uh, yeah, um, expedited. That's what I was trying to think of. Get it expedited. If not, if they just get them, or when the regulators come in, then they create their work order and then have to order the parts. That's going to be a delay. So I don't know. I don't know how exactly, if they're going to, how they're going to do it. But I guess we're all in the same boat. We'll find out.
yeah, not to mention they also got to get us the training updates, so we're the manual on how to do it. Kind
Oh
of
yeah.
sort of.
Well, once the manufacturer, and this is the way it is with all manufacturers, once the manufacturer comes out with a new uh, piece of gear, or a new product, then they'll put that servicing guide available to the dive centers for their service departments or their service technicians. So once they announce the recall, or hey, we've got a fix, contact your local dive center, whatnot. That's going to be already in place where the dive centers can access that. So that those two will work hand in hand.
Yep. Get rid of the old manual, put in the new one. That way we don't use the same parts.
Yeah.
Well, we shouldn't have any old parts.
Well, and if I'm guessing, I don't know for sure, but if I'm guessing, we'll probably have to send the replaced parts back. Uh,
Yeah.
just for that, kind of control. All right, this is the part I swapped out. Now we have to send the original part in. I'm guessing. I don't know 100%. Like I said, you know, 30 years in the industry, this is the first, basic, I say a big recall that I've had to do. So I don't know. Most of the times, when it's something simple, they'll just send us the parts, and, we'll throw the old ones away. But with
Yeah.
this, I don't know.
It's not this. You know, that I think normally it ain't like stop use. It's okay. This is defective. On their next service, replace it.
Yeah, and this is the first time I've ever seen a manufacturer issue a stop use. So it's like stop use, stop sell. Well, we don't sell them anymore, but uh, but regardless, it looks like if they were going to do that, they would go ahead and issue the recall. But I guess on the other hand, until they get the fix, that just lets people know they're aware of the problem. Don't use it until we have a fix to make the problem right.
Yeah. No reason to take the risk. Let's be safe.
Oh yeah, I mean, there's not been any bleh, I can't talk tonight. Incidences reported, no injuries, no accidents with it. So, that's what they're trying to keep from happening. Now, I know, looking at some of the forums like Scuba Board and stuff like that, people talking, well, I use mine side mount, so, if one fails, I've got my other one. I'm going to keep diving it. Okay,
I don't
so
know if I can go along with that logic. Knowing
you've
something's
got
wrong
two
with
of.
my gear.
I mean, I get the redundancy. All right, I get the redundancy. Yeah, your own side mount. You've got two identical regulators that have been, the manufacturer says don't use. There's an issue, But if if you're diving and one malfunctions, true, you can switch to the other one. But what happens if you switch over to it and it's already broke? It's yeah, you're in a bad spot.
You gotta have faith in your gear. And they're saying, oh, well, that faith has now been pretty much busted. Don't use it.
Yeah. Well, and Jordan asked a good question. He said, I mean, how did this come to their knowledge to report this big of a stop use? Just curious. And that's a very good question. I mean, there was nothing. I even went back and looked through my emails because I'll usually get email notification, hey, this is an issue. This is what's going on, yada, 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 yada. Um, the only thing I got was the stop use, stop sale. That's the only thing that I got. So I don't know. I don't know. It'd be interesting to see how this came to be identified. Was it several people, when they getting their gear set up, went to test breathe? Because always a good idea to purge your system, breathe on it a couple times before you jump in the water with it. I mean, was that is that how they found out about it? I don't know, you know.
I don't know. I mean, in side mount, we hang our tanks up before we even get in the water. They sitting on shelves ready to go, uh, moving around. They kind of take some banging. So,
Well, they do.
uh,
And I think it was if I'm not mistaken, it wasn't that it would cause it to free flow. It would cause it like not to like not work at all, right?
that's kind of weird because the default to be open.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's the way most systems are designed is, if it fails, it's going to provide too much, it's going to free flow. It's just going to provide that free flow. So, that's a very good question. Looks like CJ just joined us. Good evening, CJ. He said, long time no see. I just done their PSI update for him this afternoon. So it's been a while. It's been a couple hours. But no, that's a really good question. I don't know that will find out the answer to it. Hey, Joe. uh, Technical issues. Uno momento, por favor. And I'm taking it was his microphone because he's not talking.
No, it's my keyboard.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh. Hey, Joe, your keyboard fell.
It's a
Hey,
Monday.
that's an impact. Is there a recall on it? It's not a Hollis regulator, so you're okay.
Probably
Uh,
safe. Uh,
but I mean, yeah, I mean, Jordan. I honestly, I don't know. That's a good question. Maybe once everything kind of settles off of this, maybe we'll find out more about how it come about. I mean, it had to come about somehow. For them to issue basically a worldwide, hey, if you own this, stop using it. We're working on a fix.
I wonder if we can do it in the Google machine.
The Google machine. Uh-oh. JoJo is on the infamous Google machine. So, but yeah, so, again, this is the first time I've ever had to deal with, hopefully it's the last time, but, you know, uh, hopefully they'll have a fix for it here, you know, pretty quick. What does the Google
Oh
machine say?
yeah, I don't know. It's popping out a bunch of stuff that makes no sense.
Well, you asked Google, so. Oh, goodness.
Oh yeah, yeah, they need to get a fix out. Their gear's expensive, and we expect high quality. I expected high quality from Hollis. I mean, heck,
Well, you know,
everybody recommended it.
Yeah, well, and it's I kind of take it back this way. I take it back. I look pre-pandemic at USIA. Pre-pandemic, USIA had a good suit, a reasonably priced, good product. You know, I can't complain with them pre-pandemic. But once the pandemic happened, it just it went to it was a crap show. I mean, honestly, they couldn't have people come into work. They was trying to work with the skeleton crew, laying people off, doing this, doing that. It didn't work. And of course, we all know where that ended up. But, even, when we first started with Hollis, Hollis was a big name. I mean, they were known for their side
Still
mount
is.
gear. The Katana 2 is a top rated side mount BCD, you know, and I started seeing the problems when it was hard to get regulators. If you couldn't get the first stages, it was the second stages. So you could get one, but you couldn't get the other. It was back ordered. Took forever to get. When you finally got it 6 months later, 8 months later, it was just a nightmare to work with. Uh, you know, and then of course the whole deal with the rebreather stuff just kind of put the icing on the cake, and we switched to Dive Right, and
Yeah.
haven't had any issues with Dive Right.
Well, I just kind of pulled up Reddit and people not saying very nice things about Hollis.
Well, and again, when I go back to the USIA, and I think Jordan just says, yeah, definitely something big time to do this without a reported injury. USIA is what this reminds me of, and it reminds me. That's what I say. It's a quality versus quantity kind of thing, and we've been fortunate in the scuba industry for years that a lot of the manufacturers haven't went to quantity over quality, so we would get good stuff. But I think the pandemic is kind of where we started seeing a shift in, they're trying to push this product out with, little or minimal workforce, because we all know after the pandemic, they just could not get people to work. So things were getting backlogged, and, it wasn't like the Aqualung story where Aqualung just didn't have money and eventually was on the verge of bankrupt before head bought them out. But, it falls back to, we got to get these out. They're not being assembled fast enough. So we're getting 20, 30 of them at a time, and we got 500 orders. So, they're trying to spit them out as fast as they can. Now, I think the dates on this were what, May of 2017 to May of 2025. So that's an 8 year time frame.
Yeah, that's what I'm showing. May 2nd of 17 to May 15th of 25.
Yeah.
So,
Now,
let's, I
and
wonder
I've
when they
seen,
started putting out the 200 LX.
huh?
So I wonder when they started manufacturing the 200 LX. That's the whole
Um.
lifespan.
Well, I mean, if it's being, if it's, 2017 to 2026, because even one of the things that I read, it was February of 26, so it was like May of 17 to February 26, and then when I read the official one, it was May 17 to May 25.
But yeah, it's we'll see what happens. I guess
Yeah,
the
well,
knob. So the knob gets knocked, damages the barrel. The barrel is coated with a material that is supposed to render it resistant to corrosion, but the company does the coating change their process. At some point, the brass was getting overheated, weakened.
on the
Hollis doesn't know when the process is changed as they're included in the time.
yeah, on the balance chamber.
Yeah. The barrel will be placed by stainless steel version.
Oh, so is that recently?
That's just what I'm reading on Reddit.
Oh,
It's uncontrolled. You know, maybe somebody has an insight.
maybe. Good question. But I know, there's a lot of manufacturers that produce balanced second stages. Hollis being one of them. Um, now, how they compare. I haven't been into a whole lot of the LX 200s or the Hollis, in general. Um, but you know, from what I understand, it's like a two-piece design. I'm
I
not,
can't remember.
yeah, because on
It's been
most of,
a look
huh?
mine up. It's been
Yeah,
a minute since I got into mine.
yeah. Well, on most of the ones that I'm familiar with, the balance chamber is one solid tube, and then of course your poppets on the inside with the spring, and then your actual chamber that the poppet slides in and out of with your adjustment knob. So there's really not on the ones I'm familiar with. There's the balance chamber itself. The whole chamber is a single tube, and then the balanced part is two pieces. But I don't know of anybody else that's having any issues with them. But regardless, I think your consensus of Reddit and what you're reading is probably correct because, you know, there's a lot of people that's not happy with the Hollis brand. It just seems, years ago, 10 years ago, they were, the top of the line. This is the go to for side mount gear. They have the best side mount gear, the best, on the technical end of it, or one of the best. I ain't going to say the best, but some of the best rated, technical side mount, whatnot. Um, and then it's just been a decline, especially, post pandemic. It's, yeah, I mean, I don't know.
Yeah, well, they're gonna have to get their acting gear if they want to stay in business because they will follow just like USIA.
Well, and I'm curious to know, we're talking about an 8 year time span here, or yeah, I mean, say 8 years, May 17 to May 25. How many of these units did they sell in 8 years? I'm sure it's more than 1,000. You know,
Oh yeah,
I'm sure there's probably several thousand, in that 8 year time span that, were sold, which would mean they're going to have to mass produce this fix for all of these units. And, you know, that's going to be a chunk of change. Now, it's part of Hewish. So, it's not like Hewish don't have the money, but it's definitely going to hurt their bottom end.
yeah. I mean, for a $800 rig,
Yeah. Well, I mean, you're looking. Luckily, it's just the second stage. I didn't see anything on a first stage. However, me and Joe can confirm that 2 years ago, their first stages had some issues. And Joe, yours wasn't the only one.
nope. We
Joe,
confirmed it with. I think it was four more in
yeah,
our
yeah,
shop alone.
yeah. You had, was it one that had the creep from the first stage, or
I
was
had
it
one
both?
that had creep, and then I think we found three more in the shop.
Yeah, we found three brand new, not I mean, not even out of the box. We pulled them out to test them, and 3 out of 4 failed out of the box,
Yeah,
brand new.
yeah. I was like, why do I keep having these issues? They'll keep popping and popping
Yeah.
and popping.
Well, and not only you, but we had another regular diver who is out at the park all the time. Exact same thing. exact same thing. IP creep kept doing it to him, and so I mean it was the same issue. They did not issue anything on that, but apparently there was a problem.
I get on their website, see what they say, but they still have it on their website for sale. Oh no, can't add it to your
Can't
cart.
well. Wow, was you going to add two or three of them to it?
Yeah, let's go on and start getting my money's worth.
Yeah. Well, again, I hate it because Hollis is or Hollis was one of the brands, you know, that's well known. That's a popular brand, and from what some of the forums and all that are saying, there's a lot of people not happy.
Honestly, I haven't been happy with them. Regulators or the Katana 2 was kind of a issue for me too. So
Yeah. Well,
not that it was really Hollis's fault, but when you advertise something, it should kind of meet that advertisement.
when you say one size fits all, then yeah, it should be one size fits most, which I think they did change.
Yeah, so I had to call and get a new belt, you know, the strap, and replace all the bungees because they were all too short. So
Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. And of course, that's the system with your dry suit that you had to have 63 pounds or
yeah,
64, something like that. Yeah,
it was a
that's a lot of
lot.
weight.
It's a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, I still don't got a good system to haul all that weight around for the dry suit.
Well, and I mean, not just the katana, but I don't think there's a BC out there, let alone side mount BC, that's designed to hold 60 pounds of weight.
No, that was I think it was 20, and then I had a weight belt on, and uh, yeah, that was rough. Yeah, I haven't tried that, attempted that one yet. Again,
Yeah. Yeah, Jordan says I'll be switching to new ones here real soon. Dive right. Oh.
uh, yeah, go on and I guess sell mine and go with direct myself.
Well, and that's something that, I look at it on this aspect. Dive Right is owned by Dive Right. It is a basically you say a small business. It's not a brand owned by a bigger company like Hollis is with Hewish. So having to go through everything with like with a distributor like that, Hollis, what is it? I'm trying to remember all the Hollis, Oceanic, uh, Atomic, Bear. All of those are Hewish brands. So Hewish owns all of them. And so, is it going to be limited to just the Hollis brand, or is there going to be others, Atomic, Oceanic, or is there going to be any issues with, those products down the line? I don't know
I don't
if
know.
I don't know if the same factory makes all their regulators, but you know,
Yeah,
I've
your
right.
bear wet dry suits, and bear is very popular up north.
Yeah.
So,
Well, and that's something else too. A lot of people don't realize. Hollis sells dry suits. They have the Hollis name on them. You know who makes them?
probably bear.
Bear. Yeah. I mean, that's what it is. It's Bear. They just stamp the Hollis name on it, and the Hollis whatever the model number is. It's but it's made by Bear. So at least Dive Right, Dive Right is made majority by Dive Right. Now, like anything else, I know they outsource their regulators. I think they come from Taiwan or the Philippines, one of the two. Um, the manufacturer, wherever it's manufactured, they not only do Dive Right, but they do several other brands, manufacturers. So it's not just just Dive Right making Dive Right regulators, but they do make a lot of stuff. I do know that they don't make in house their regulators.
No, man, it probably takes quite a bit to do a regulator.
Well, I mean, it's a manufacturing process, I mean, like anything else, to get a car, you have to go to the plant that has to the assembly plant. So basically, regulators are the same thing. They have to be assembled through a plant, and then depending on who has ordered them, what name goes on them. You know,
Yeah,
the scuba
pretty much.
industry is really small. I mean, a lot of people don't realize how small the scuba industry really is until you start looking at the manufacturers. There's a ton of manufacturers: Oceanic, you know, Aqualung, Scuba Pro, Sherwood. There's a lot of different manufacturer names. The thing is, how many actual manufacturing plants produce this stuff? It's not like everybody has their own. I mean,
No,
dive.
how many of them just slap a different face cover on it and call it a different regulator?
Yeah, well, I know, and I'm not 100% sure, but I know about uh, 10 years ago, there were four computer manufacturers in the world. Four manufacturers or plants. You had Shearwater, who does nothing but Shearwater. You had Pelagic, who built computers, and they done Sherwood. They done, I think they done Oceanic. So they made computers for these manufacturers. Um, I think Cressy had their own, and then Scuba Pro had their own. So if you owned a dive computer, didn't matter what brand was on the front of it, it was made by one of those four manufacturers. And of course, Pelagic was part of the Aqualung group. And then, of course, in a bid to try to save Aqualung, I think they sold Pelagic off. I know they sold White's dry suits or the Fusion dry suits back to White's. So when Head bought Aqualung, uh, they bought whatever Aqualung had left. Let's see. Emily says, still love my Dive Right Hydrolite back mount BC. Still in excellent condition after all its dives. They make good stuff for sure. Well, and the good thing with Dive Right is they are smack dab in the middle of cave country, so it only makes sense that it's more technical driven because of the area they're in. So and
Oh yeah,
honest,
their stuff is plastered everywhere.
yeah, and I mean honestly, how many times do you see issues with their gear? I mean, I can't think of
I don't
any.
know of any yet, but heck, again, we didn't think we'd have issues with Hollis. Here we are.
Yeah, yeah, that is true. But again, anytime you mass produce something, you know, it's going to be hard. And like I said, in recent years, the industry is slowly shifting to quantity over the quality. And some of these big manufacturers, I think, are getting caught in it. And I don't know, in the scuba industry, we have to have quality. You got to have to say, we're breathing underwater. You got to
Yeah,
have be comfortable and confident in the gear you're breathing.
yeah. We always say it's our life support system.
It is.
Without it, you know, uh, we only got what 15 to 30 seconds to get to safety.
Yeah, I mean, it's one of those things. Hey, I'm glad they put this out. Hey, don't use this until we can get this fixed. That says a lot right there. They know there's a problem. They're not trying to sweep it under the rug. They're legitimately pushing to, for the safety aspect of it. Now, is it a CYA for the legalities in case something does happen? Of course. They're putting it out there because if something happens and they didn't, then, now liability falls back on them. Well, you guys knew about this problem, you didn't do anything about it. So, yeah, it's responsible of them to put that out, but how long is it going to take to fix it? Because people's not going to wait a long time. They're not going to wait 6, 8 months for parts to become available. So, you know, I think they're in kind of
Especially
a
if
hard spot.
you're only you're only set. I mean, if you're
Yeah,
so,
yeah, it's
that's, some people that's all they do. Side mount caves. So I mean, it just stops them dead in the water. Their equipment ain't working right.
well, that's
You
true.
can't
I
rely
mean,
on it.
more especially, in caves. I know a lot of cave divers that dive on Hollis gear. You know,
That was a big reason to go with Hollis was because it was more on the techie side and
yeah,
uh, able to handle those kind of environments.
yeah. So I mean, again, I hope within a week, maybe 2 weeks top, we'll know more. Have they'll come out with the fix and put it out, and we'll know which direction they're going. But like I said, they've put it out now. Hey, don't use this if you're a shop. Don't sell it. Pull it, leave it alone until we can finalize this fix and move forward. So at least they are putting the safety aspect out there so that you know divers are aware. They have told them don't dive this until we can get this fixed. Now, if somebody decides to jump in the water with them and continue to dive, like I was saying that one post that I read, oh, I got two of them. I'm side mount, so if one fails, I've got my backup. You know, they put it out, don't use it. Now you're taking it in your own hands if you decide to do that.
Yeah.
And of course,
A
of
good thing
course,
that they did it.
the what?
Gotta give them credit for that. So it's a good thing that they did do it, and gotta give them credit for that. Anything can have a recall, or something happen.
Oh
Look
yeah,
at all the car seats on a yearly basis that get recalled.
yeah. I don't think there's any industry in the world that has more recalls than the automotive industry. I mean, and they don't even put all of them out. Like, I take mine in for service. Oh, do you know you have a recall? No, I didn't get anything on it.
Yeah, so we'll move forward with this one, but
Well,
hopefully
again,
it gets quick and painless.
yeah, yeah. Now, does that mean that there's issues with the other Hollis regulators? Because I think they've got what, two or three. Uh,
I don't know.
yeah, they've got. I know they've got at least two. I don't. I think they've got three, but I know they've got two. And it's just this one particular model for sure. But again, it's all about safety. You know, if you want to invest in a different set, that's your choice. If they come out with a fix and can get it fixed, and boom, there we go. There's no need in it. It's ultimately going to be up to the divers who have these. Let's see. Jordan says once they find a fix, realistically, they're going to have to contact all the dealers to see how many kits to send, or how would this work. So I'm thinking that once they have a fix, they're going to notify the dealers. Hey, this is the part. This is what you need. How many do you need? And then it's going to go by, roughly how many have I sold. So I'll be able. Now, luckily, we use computerized. We can look at order history, product history. I can see how many has went through the system. So I can say, okay, I need 14, I need 16, I need 18. How many ever that I've sold. some of these mom and pop dive shops that, they may not be in the 21st century using point of sale. They're still using the cash register and the pen and paper. It's probably going to be a little bit harder for them, especially dealing with 8 years worth if they've sold several units. But I think ultimately, I think it's going to be Hewish or Hollis. It's going to be up to them because they can see how many we've ordered, over that time frame. How many units did you order? They'll be able to look that up. They should send them out. I don't know how they're going to do it. Yeah, I don't know.
I'm hoping they still let us work on them.
Huh?
We do it through all that. So I hope they still let us work on them. We through all that training.
Oh, yeah.
Now that we're not a dealer. Oh, you can't work on them. You're not a dealer. Oh, great.
No, we're still considered a dealer. I'm trying to think how they got it listed. It's not like a full line dealer. I don't know. I don't mess with them. You know my thoughts on that, so I don't mess with them. I don't give them money if I don't have to. So, but in this situation, it's something that I'm going to have to work with them, so that we can get that rectified. And it'd be the same way if it was another manufacturer. If they'd issued a recall, it's going to be the same thing. It's ultimately, we're standing up for the divers, who have these products and trying to get them fixed for them to minimize the out of water time.
Darn it, we got out of water time. I'm mad now.
Out of water time.
Out of water time. Jeez. I was going to go diving this weekend. Now I can't because of Hollis.
Now, no, you have to look on this. I was going to side mount this weekend, but now I've got a back mount. It sucks. No,
I had to change my whole dive plan.
I already had my side mount dive planned out. Now I've got to change it all. Yeah. I'm going to take a couple of bamboo sticks, and I'm just going to have to breathe off of those, Oh, hey, it could be worse though,
I don't know. Probably would have been fun to play with it in the pool this weekend. Show off all the cool stuff you can have.
Yeah, well, not that you're going to use that much air in a pool, but
No.
I mean that's
I
kind of
got two things.
side mount in a pool is kind of overkill. How much air did you use? Oh, about 100 pounds. Oh goodness, but yeah. So hey, I'm excited. This is going to be our first try scuba of the season coming up this Saturday, Saturday and Sunday. Indoors at the Hopkins County Family YMCA. We started this program was over a year ago, almost two now, because I think it was a little over a year. The pool was down because they done a multi-million-dollar renovation. So I'm really excited because everything's been redone. I mean, it's basically a brand new pool, and so
we got two now though.
Huh?
Didn't they like double it? Didn't they have two now?
Well, they have a wading pool now that they didn't have.
Oh,
It's only about 4 foot deep, so yeah, it's. Let's see. Emily says someone is getting her dry suit soon. Need to figure out which side for size and boots. So yes, Emily, it has to wait no longer. Her fourth element dry suit will be here Wednesday. So the funny thing is, we ordered our dry suits at the same time. She's getting hers. Mine still says it's in production. Of course, I'm sure
mine took in first.
Huh?
They just put hers in first.
Well, she didn't have to use as much material. They had to go to Omar the tent maker to get the material for mine. What are you talking about?
Oh.
Oh.
They probably had to take material off of her suit.
But yeah, so I'm excited for her to get it because the Jordan has one, Krista has one, Brian's is ordered, mine is ordered, but Krista and Jordan's both fit perfectly, and so if when hers comes in on Wednesday, I'm hoping we get the same result because that's just going to show consistency in the fourth element biomapping system that shows that it works. You know, no more measuring out arm length, leg length, torso. Don't have to measure all that anymore. It's literally take a couple of pictures. There's a procedure to take these photos and upload them, and they do the rest. It's such an easy process to order a custom dry suit.
Hey, it's one of those that did a lot of those measurings.
And they
That's a pain.
and they don't use plastic zippers. No plastic zippers, JoJo.
Don't get the plastic zippers. Yeah, I learned my lesson.
Yeah.
Should have went with the metal one.
Well,
Oh,
it's I can see it from a cost perspective. I'm sure the plastic is cheaper than the metal, but
no, there was no price difference. You just
oh,
had a
there wasn't.
choice. Which one do you want? No,
Oh, I thought there was.
no.
Oh, okay.
I was like,
So
ooh. I even did research on that. YouTube it. And was like, oh, these look pretty cool. They're easy. I'm not getting any bad reviews on them or anything. But hey, now I look at them. All I see is bad reviews on plastic zippers.
yeah, I always go with metal. You know, because if you have a failure with metal, you've got a failure. You don't have to worry about the same issues you had with the teeth and jumping and all that. So, Joe, did you freeze? Nope, I seen you blink.
No, I'm here. I was reading. Was wondering about Kevlar. They said their suits are pretty much don't need them. Pretty weird.
Wonder the difference in Kevlar or not. Rep dude told me they are sturdy, so I opted out. I went ahead and got it. I'm a big guy. I'm hard on stuff, so you know I got the
Yeah,
Kevlar reinforcement. So that may be the
I got
reason she's.
Kevlar reinforcement on mine too.
Yeah,
It just because those are the areas that wear out the fastest.
yeah. Well, and if anybody knows Emily, she's not that big, so you know. Yeah.
Uh, yeah, most of us would dream to be that small.
I haven't seen that size since I think first grade, so you know.
Yeah, I don't even know if I was that small in first grade. Oh,
Oh goodness. But yeah, so now's a good time if you're thinking about new equipment. Now's a good time to start looking and getting prepped for the new season. It's not that far away. Joe's heading to Belize here in a couple of weeks, so diving's going to start for him. For the rest of us, we're playing in a pool for the next couple of months. So, also, don't forget this year uh, we will be offering more Avelo classes. So we've got the new cylinders in from Avelo and getting ready to go through the cylinder process of getting them vised and set up and ready to go. So if you've ever wondered about Avelo, just ask. Avelo is quite simply better scuba. I mean, that's their motto. Simply better scuba. Uh, the weight difference is unbelievable. I mean, JoJo, how much does your scuba kit weigh?
probably somewhere around 40, 50 pounds.
That's a light setup.
Well, I got 20 of that just in lead.
Well, the
Um,
average scuba kit, a single tank scuba kit, averages between 75 and 85 pounds, depending on how much lead you have. So the Avelo system comes in at 45 pounds.
I haven't put it on the scale to find out. I just put it on the back.
I don't want to put it on the scale and find out.
And if it's side mount, I just put it in the water and go.
There you go. There you go. Well, I tell you, that's going through, since July when the Avelo tour came through. I was introduced to it. Of course, like everybody else, I was really skeptical about it. It's like, what this? It's a gimmick. It's there's no way that this is going to function like they say. You know, I had my questions. I'm not going to say doubts, but I had my questions. And, after doing the tour and getting certified on it, it's like, why would I want to dive any other way? If I'm doing recreational diving, why would I want to dive any other way? It's less weight on my back, so my knees don't kill me when I come out of the water. My back's not screaming at me, and I'm neutrally buoyant. I don't have to adjust, put air in, let air out. I just simply kick where I want to go. Do I want to go 20 feet down more? I just kick. I want to come up 20 feet? I just kick. There's no chance of a rapid ascent. The only ascent that you're going to have is by your breathing. And of course, there's nothing you can do to mitigate that. Breathe in, you're getting air in your lungs, creating airspace. You're going to come up a little bit. You exhale, you're going to go down a little bit. But there's no major shifts. That's what I really like about it. Frank says one of those are on my bucket list. I mean,
I know a guy that's selling them.
huh? I know a guy selling
I
them.
know a guy that's selling them.
Yeah, it really is. To me, if you're wanting something easy, light, you know, it's a no brainer. I absolutely love diving the Avelo. I wanted to take it to Roatan last year, and was working to try to get Turquoise to bring them in. Well, unfortunately, Turquoise hasn't brought them in, but I did notice the other day there is a shop in Roatan that has brought them in. So now all I have to do is take my jetpack with me. I can rent the cylinder down there, and I can dive a Velo.
There you go.
So I'm excited. I may do a couple of days on the Avelo down there.
Tell you what, it'd be nice in Bon Air to have a lighter tank.
Oh yeah,
Sure, dive.
yeah, and they're available in Roatan. Dive Friends Bon
Bon
Air.
Air.
Yep, Dive Friends Bon Air. So they're popping up. I mean, what started a couple of years ago, very very small, is taking off. I mean, I think they're up to probably 60 dive centers worldwide right now and growing. So, when it started out, Hawaii was it. And they've slowly expanded. We picked them up in July, and right after we picked them up, they brought them into Cozumel. So now they're in Cozumel, they're in Bon Air, they're in Roatan, so, the Caribbean destinations are starting to pick up on them. So, again, like I said, once I done it, I was sold. It's like, oh wow, wait, I just breathe is all I do and kick. I do that in scuba, on regular scuba, except I have to put air in or let air out, and I don't have to worry about that, and especially from a photography standpoint. So, but anyway, again, 53 days and counting until the start of the season. JoJo, do you have any final thoughts for us for the evening?
Uh, and not really. I'm looking forward to my Bon Air trip. So, that's on my to-do list. We're getting ready for that. Getting ready to have our pre-trip meeting.
On Wednesday.
Go over some of that stuff. Yeah, Wednesday. Figure out what everybody wants to do and how they want to do it. We're gonna have a good time.
Oh, yeah.
If you haven't looked it up, look it up. Chigogo is actually where we're staying. It's a newer resort there. So yeah, it's beautiful. I can't wait to see it myself.
Yeah. It's going to be a fun time for sure. Wished I was going.
I think it is. I got a good group of people. Know them all. They're all good divers. We're gonna have fun.
Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be interesting. Again, if you've never dove Bonaire, put it on your bucket list. It's a great shore diving destination. Some of the entries can be tricky, but for the most part, they're easy. Easy in, easy out. You just have to watch your footing, and once you get into waist deep water, you're ready to rock.
Yeah, once you're waist deep, and it ain't like the waves are really bad. They're pretty small. It's just getting around all the loose coral and coral heads.
Yeah.
So, a walking stick helps. Shoulders are your buddies. Uh,
And you got to do the salt pier. Got to do the
gotta do
salt
the
pier.
salt. Gotta do that one. Yeah, it's on the to-do list along with a couple others. There's quite a few dive sites I like down there.
Yeah, oh yeah. It's you can spend a week down there and not hit all the dive sites. Some are
I
better than others. Do I?
I don't think you can spend a month down there and hit them all right.
Yeah, probably not. I mean, if you've done 3 dives a day, I don't know how many exactly. There's a bunch. It'd
Over
probably take
100
you a
dive
couple
sites.
weeks.
I know that.
Yeah, well, 3 dives a day. If you could do 7 dives, it's 21 dives. That's a week. So, yeah, it'd take you over a month to hit every one of them.
That's just doing one dive at each one.
One dive on each site. Yeah, you're exactly right. That's not even seeing the whole thing. That's just, hey, I
Yeah.
dove on it. All right, well, it's that 9 o'clock hour. Hey, we want to thank you guys for tuning in with us. There's nothing else we enjoy more other than diving, is talking about diving and being able to spend our Monday evening with you guys sitting here talking about different topics. Everything's unscripted. We just talk about the latest and the greatest information, news, and stuff to bring it to the divers so you guys are aware of what's going on in the industry. Training classes, stuff like that at the park, whatnot. So we really enjoy doing this, and it gives us a break from thinking about the cold white stuff when it's outside, or this time of year when we can't be at the park and socialize. It gives us a good chance to get together and talk about the thing we all love and enjoy, and that is the wonderful sport of diving. So until next Monday, if you're diving this weekend, we hope you have a fun, safe, and adventurous diving weekend. I know you're not diving with us because we're in the pool. So we're going to be warm. We're only going to be 12 foot deep. But hey, we're breathing underwater. That's what counts.
Yep.
So, all right, guys. Well, again, another fantastic Monday. You know, wouldn't change anything about it. Got some information out, and I know JoJo's counting the days until he boards the big silver bird heading south. So until next Monday night, we'll catch you guys right here. If you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and subscribe to it. Helps us out, helps build the channel, and also lets you know when we're on Monday nights in case you forget. So helps everybody out. Till next Monday night, right here on the YouTube channel, Monday Night Safety Stop.
We are the kings of everything.